Hi, I'm Andrea. Thanks for joining me for this 30-minute yoga practice. Today is a day where I'm going to highly recommend having a chair. I have a few shenanigans that I will be showing you where it's nice to use a chair. You have options. If you don't have one, don't worry. I'm standing on a yoga mat. Any carpeted area in your house will be fine if you don't have one, so don't let that discourage you from joining us. Also, a couple of thick blocks, thick books would be just fine if you don't have yoga blocks at home. And a folded blanket of some sort, maybe folded more neatly than mine seems to be this morning, but you can use a bath towel, the throw blanket from your couch. All of those will work. And then once you're ready, we'll start as we so often do in the foundational pose of Tadasana, mountain pose. Now turn your palms away from each other. Stand with your feet hip distance. With your palms turning away, you feel a smile, an uplift of your heart, and the collarbones are wide. And it gives us a place to pause. To stop so that we can start. Find your breath, and if you can, let it be in and out through your nose. Of course, if that's not the way you can breathe today, do breathe. Just see if you can sprinkle a little bit of awareness into your breath. Your chin is parallel to the ground. You're gazing at what we like to call our bright horizon. And we'll add a bit of movement to our breath. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And then exhale, float your arms along your sides, the palms face out. Again, just like that. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V shape. And then float your arms along your sides. Inhale, arms out and up, a V shape. This time, exhale, hinge at your hips and place your hands on your thighs for our sun salutation. Inhale, extend your heart, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, increase the hinge at your hips, but don't let your head get lower than your hips. And then inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Float your arms along your sides. Again, like that. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and hands come to your thighs. Inhale, traction, lengthen to your spine. And then exhale, increase the hinge at your hips without letting your head get too low. And then inhale, arms out and up. V shape, thumbs to the sky. Stand into your mountain. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms out and up, V shape. Exhale, fold, hands to thighs. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, no slouching of shoulders, a smile to your collarbones, and then exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, rise, thumbs to the sky, V shape. Stand into your mountain. Now this time, come up onto your right toes, bend your right knee, thumbs to the sky, V shape, and then just let it be a little turn over to your left. So you're on your right toes, V-shaped thumbs to the sky, turning to your left. Keep the arms the same, come through center, just come onto your left toes, and turn it to the right. See if you can stand tall, crown of your head extends to the sky. Back through center, bend your right knee, come onto the right toes, over to the left. And then back through center, onto the left toes, over to the right. If you prefer your arms lower, if it's starting to feel like your shoulders are getting to your ears, you can lower the arms, but turn once again to your left, onto the right toes. Come through center, turn on your left toes over towards the right direction, and we'll do that one more time. To your left, make sure that you're on the toes. And to your right, on the left toes, and then come down the middle, stand in your mountain. Maybe you feel the effects of breath and movement. This is where we'll use the chair You're welcome to return to what we just did instead of using your chair if you don't have one, or if this doesn't feel like the right thing to do today. Stand in your mountain facing your chair, and then stand on your left foot first and either come onto your right toes like we were doing earlier, or stamp your right foot onto your mat. Thumbs to the sky, a V shape, and then turn to your right. So this time, as you come up onto the toes, you're turning towards the leg. So you're turning towards your right leg. Remember, you can lower your arms. So this is our first round. We'll do this twice on each side. I'd like you to feel your left hip hug into a midline. So we're not collapsed. We want to really think of an elegance, inhaling and growing tall. And the twist is just a gentle suggestion. Thumbs to the sky, V shape. Maybe with your hand on the back of your chair, step down so that your right foot is hip distance from your left. And then we shift our weight onto our right foot so that we can carefully place left foot on the chair, or you're just coming onto your left toes if that works better for you. Thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And now we turn to our left. And if you prefer the arms lower, I'll let you play with that. So V shape overhead or arms wide out to the side. Every inhale, grow tall. Feel your outer right hip hug into a midline. Every exhale, a little bit more of a twist. 2 moments here. And then back to center V shape, thumbs to the sky. Maybe use the back of your chair so that you can carefully step your left foot hip distance from your right and stand into your mountain. Great. Second side, or second time, stand onto your left foot. Place your right foot onto your chair. Now if you're just coming up onto your toes, you might play with lifting the foot a little bit, the way that I'm going to do on the chair. Thumbs to the sky, V shape, outer left hip is hugging in. No pressure to do anything that doesn't feel right. Turn to your right, hug that outer left hip in. Stay here, no problem. Maybe play with getting a little bit lighter on your foot on your chair. You're going to want to really hug that outer left hip in as you do that. And you could get a little lighter on your toe if you're lifting your heel and keeping your foot off the chair. 2 moments, you're breathing, right? We hold poses, but we don't hold our breath. And then V shape, thumbs to the sky. I like to use my hand on the back of my chair for the dismount. Feet hip distance in our mountain. Now your left foot comes to the base of your chair, or you come up onto your toes if that's more your style. Outer right hip hugging into a midline, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Turn towards your left. If you want to widen the arms, you can. And then maybe it's interesting, especially as you keep that right hip solid, to just get a little lighter on your foot, just to kind of see. It can be tricky because your foot might be a bit high on that chair. So if that's not working for you, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's your experiment. It's your turn. It's your twist and your turn. Last couple moments. And then unwind and thumbs to the sky. Maybe use your hand on the back of your chair. Carefully dismount, left foot hip distance from right. Now we'll step out wide, so you can move your chair out of the way. And when we step out wide, we'll measure with our arms wide out to the side, thumbs to the sky, and your legs will go about as wide as your wrists. So think ankles underneath wrists. And then turn your right leg out. Your right foot will face the short edge of your mat, but it's happening at that hip joint. Cheat your left heel back at about a 45-degree angle. Thumbs to the sky. Bend your front knee and just make certain that it's a vertical line from your knee to your ankle and you don't have that knee jutting forward of your ankle. Now from here, a karate chop of your right forearm across your thigh. left thumb to the sky. Now notice that when you use a little oomph into your right forearm, you can turn your chest to the sky, which is not so different from the twist that we just did on the chair if you think about it. Hug your right hip in. Imagine that your right hip is trying to hug towards your left toes. Thumb to the sky so there's plenty of space between your shoulders and your ears. And this pose too, we hold the pose and not our breath. If it's too long with your left arm to the sky, you can always just drop that behind your back. A few moments of silence to meditate in our shape, and for you to have your turn. Now, make sure there's a lift to your low belly and an awareness as we come out of it. Upright into warrior two, thumbs to the sky. Lower your arms and slowly straighten that front leg. Turn all of your toes to face the long edge of your mat. Then turn your left leg out. Your left foot will face the short edge of your mat, but it's happening at the hip joint. Cheat your right heel back at a 45-degree angle, and then bend your front knee, thumbs to the sky. Warrior two on this side. Never a bad idea to double check and make sure that the knee is over the ankle. Karate chop with your left forearm across your left thigh. Right thumb to the sky. We're not collapsed shoulders into ears, so there's some oomph into that left forearm. Your left hip is hugging underneath you, and you can feel a bit of the twist that we did with our foot on the chair, or even beyond before then, happening in a new shape. We'll meditate here. I'll be quiet because it's your turn to take the wheel. Two more moments. And then come upright slowly, warrior two, thumbs to the sky, straighten your front leg. Turn all your toes to face that long edge of your mat, and then heel toe and heel toe until your feet are hip distance. We're going shopping for some props for triangle pose. Perhaps you like to use your chair. And if you do, just move your chair halfway down your mat where your seat is within reach. If you like the idea of using blocks for your triangle, take your blocks, turn them their tallest, and place them at the far edge, the long edge of your mat, but out of your way. So it's really important that it not be underfoot. Then step back wide on your mat, thumbs to the sky. Again, we measure roughly ankles underneath our wrists. Turn your right leg out so that your right foot faces that short edge of your mat. Cheat your left heel at a 45-degree angle. This time we keep our legs straight. You want an uplift of your low belly, and it's a hinge at your hip. We're not doing a side bend. So let your left hip lift up and shift back. Reach as long out with your right hand as you can, and then find either your block on the outside of the right foot or your hand on the seat of your chair. And once you're there, think of the twist that we did in the pose before this and at our chair, and rotate your right ribs to the sky. Spin the inner upper arms away from each other so that you feel space between your shoulders and your ears. And then stay steady here. If it's too long with your left arm to the sky, just take that arm behind your back. It's always an option when we have arms reaching. Two more here. To come out of it, move slowly. Look down and bend your front knee. Move your block out of your way, off the side of your mat. Come through warrior two. That's true even if your hand was on your chair. Straighten your front leg and lower your arms. Turn all your toes to face the long edge of your mat. Then side two. Turn your left leg out so your left foot faces the short edge of your mat. Cheat your right heel at a 45-degree angle, thumbs to the sky. Remember, not side flexion, a hinge at the hip. So now you're sassy, lifting that right hip up and shifting it back. Reach out, so that right hip is shifting back. You're hinging at your left hip. You reach out long and find either your block on the outside of your left foot or the seat of your chair underneath your left hand. Right thumb to the sky. Big toe mound of your left foot pressing into your mat. Bottom ribs lengthen and turn to the sky just like other twists we've done today, but in a new shape. If it's too long with your arm up to the sky, just gently weave it behind your back. Let's meditate here together for a few moments. Remember, when we exit, same awareness as when we were in it. Look down, bend your left knee, warrior two, thumbs to the sky, straighten your front leg, turn all of your toes to face the long edge of your mat, heel toe, until you're hip distance and free to move about the cabin. And we'll move our props in a different way. So if you are one using blocks, take your blocks to either side of your mat facing the short edge, but you never want them underfoot. So you want to make sure that they're situated in such a way that you can reach them when you want them, but you're not going to trip on them. You're also welcome to use your chair. So if you were using it for triangle, you're going to want to move it. It's like part of the workout, isn't it? Moving your chair. And you'll move it right in front of you where it's reachable with your hands. Both of them are great tools. It's up to you to choose. So feet hip distance, we're in our mountain facing the front edge of our mat. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands onto your thighs. Inhale, extend your heart and place your hands either on the seat of that chair or to your tall blocks. Step your left foot back so your right foot is forward here in your lunge. And then think of your right hip drawing back and your left hip drawing forward. Allow yourself to be long through your spine, so we're never collapsed. We're always conscientious that our head stays above our hips. And you want great posture even here in a lunge. Left hand stays on your block, right thumb to the sky, and we take a twist. If this is more than you bargained for, just take your right hand back down onto that block. But think about how this is similar to the twists that we did, especially the ones that we were doing on our chair. Take a few moments to enjoy it. Again, if it's better, you're always welcome to take your arm behind your back. Sometimes holding the arm up for a long time starts to squish shoulders into ears, and we want to avoid that. We meditate here for just a couple more moments. It's your turn to take the wheel. Unwind your right hand onto your block, or you've got both hands on the seat of your chair, firm through your feet and through your belly. And then left foot steps hip distance from right, hands to thighs. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Stand into your mountain. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Take your hands onto the seat of your chair or hands onto your tall blocks. This time, step your right foot back. And here we are on a lunge. Your left hip is drawing back and your right hip is drawing forward. You're finding that beautiful long spine. It feels almost like you're stamping into your left heel and trying to drag it back behind you, and that will help that left hip stay hugging underneath you as opposed to swinging out to the side. You remember that you're welcome to stay here. Right hand on your block, left thumb to the sky, and we twist it open. We'll stay with it a few moments. You can always have your right hand on the seat of your chair. It means that sometimes you might want to pull the chair a little closer to you. If it's too much with that top arm, feel free to weave it behind you. Let's meditate through the twists and the turns. And then unwind. Left hand on your block, firm through your feet and your belly. And step your right foot hip distance from your left, hands to your thighs. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Float the arms along your sides. Great. We'll find a new friend and add a twist. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. You can take your hands to the seat of your chair or to those blocks. Step your left foot back. This time a pyramid shape with our legs. So back foot will turn flat. Right leg starts to straighten, and it may not straighten all the way. And oftentimes I like to inch my right foot over to the right a little bit, so there's a little bit more space for me to play with, sideways space. Remember, we don't want that right hip swinging out, so hug the right hip underneath you. Totally great to stay like this. Maybe right thumb to the sky, and we add a twist. You can do that with your left hand on the seat of your chair. This one in particular, I want you to be so sure that your head does not go lower than your hips. So maybe hand on the chair will help you prevent that. A few more moments just like this. Unwind your right hand onto your block, and then make it that lunge again. So spin on your back toes and bend your front knee. Once you feel solid, step your left foot hip distance from your right, hands to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, and then stand into your mountain. Inhale, arms out and up, a V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward, take your hands to the seat of your chair or to your tall blocks and step your right foot back. So we're in our lunge to start with, but we move it to a pyramid pose by straightening the front leg and turning the back foot flat on its side. Maybe you inch your left foot over to the left a little bit and you find a place where your head does not get lower than your hips. Option to keep your right hand on your block, left thumb to the sky, and we add a twist. Maybe that's better with your hand on your chair where you know that your head stays high. And then through the twists and turns of the pose, just like the twists and turns of life, we keep our focus, we stay present, and we breathe. Now unwind your left hand onto your block or to the seat of your chair and spin on your back toes as you bend your front knee. Make sure that you're solid before you step your right foot hip distance from your left. Hands to your thighs, inhale, grow tall. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, V shape, and then float your arms along your side. Moving to the floor through a sun salutation. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips and take your hands onto your thighs. Inhale your heart forward, hands to the seat of your chair or to your blocks would be nice as an assist. Make your way down onto the ground and then make sure that your props are out of the way. The one prop that you will want is your folded blanket or towel. And once you've got your folded blanket or towel, we'll sit side saddle on it. So take your right hip and seat it upon your blanket or towel. Take your left leg back behind you. So it's basically that your right foot is close to your left thigh. And then sit tall. It could be that a block would be nice to add to the height. So you could put your right hand on a block. And then left thumb to the sky, a V shape. Turn, like we did earlier on our chair. And then take the back of your left hand to the outside of your right thigh and give yourself a twist here. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale. exhale, a little loving nudge into your twist. Stay with it breath by breath. Now think about staying elegant even as you dismount and unwind. We'll take the other side, and you may want your block to come with you for that left hand. Now lean back and put your feet on the ground, and then just rearrange your side saddle so your left hip now is seated on your blanket, and you'll design your legs so that your left foot is really close to your right thigh. I like my left hand on my block, right thumb to the sky. It reminds us to sit tall, and then back of your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, find your twist. Enjoy a few breaths here. And then gently, elegantly unwind from this side of our twist. Move your block out of the way. Take your legs out in front of you for maybe a little waggle. Bend your knees and put your feet on the ground so you can come off of your perch. And then place the bottoms of your feet together. Actually, let's do it this way. Roll towards your right side and come onto your elbow so that you can then bring the bottoms of your feet together a little bit more thoughtfully. Shimmy your shoulder blades underneath you. With the bottoms of your feet together, let your knees drop out to the side. A little bit of a hip opener. And then here is where you get to decide, where it's your turn. Just like the twists and turns to decide. You can take your Shavasana final meditation like this. You might even scooch your blocks underneath your thighs if they're within reach, and that sounds like a good idea. Or straighten your legs one at a time into our Shavasana as we often do it. And then close, maybe cover your eyes. Allow yourself to feel as though you're falling into the floor. Shavasana final meditation. Now, if your feet are together and your knees are apart, you'll want to move slowly. Maybe help with your hands on the outsides of your thighs and draw your knees together. If you're lying down in Shavasana like we often are, just meet us here with your feet on your mat. And all of us will walk our feet wider than our mat and let our knees fall in on each other. Pause. From there, roll gently to either side. Use the strength of your arms so your head can be the last thing to come up to any kind of comfortable seat. Palms up or down. Feel free to sit on your folded towel or blanket if that's more comfortable. In this whole practice, I've been saying to you, it's your turn, and now it really is. It's your turn to take your yoga off your mat and into the twists and turns of life, finding the same steadiness, balance, and ease. I'm Andrea. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I look forward to us doing it again together soon.